Nope. Take your sweet A time. Just kidding. Okay.
Welcome back to the Countdown 2 podcast, the podcast where dreams and determination come together to transform. I'm Drew.
And I'm Leighton, and we're brothers. One of our big goals, as we've shared, is a year-long countdown. We're reverse engineering a full-blown mountain bike monster of a trip, and that is the Yeti Cycles 3-day gathering in July of 2026. Yeti.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, I should have grabbed my flag. I've got one, too. I should have just put it in the background, but...
You should have,
Yeah, but I'm wearing my Yeti shirt, so,
Yeah, there you go. It's all the same. But, yeah, this monster is an average of 22 miles a day with a average of 2,100 feet of vertical climbing every single day.
Yeah, so when you put it that way, that sounds like a lot of climbing, why are we doing this?
So today we're building the blueprint. How do you train for something that intense without dying or quitting or halfway through,
Yeah, no, totally. And like a quick recap of this podcast, our goal is to push past our comfort zones, and how we found in our journey to accomplish these things is to map it out, to reverse engineer and map it out. So why are we mapping it out this far? Well, it's that added saying that people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And we want this. We can taste it. We've wanted it for a while. And we don't want to get to, January, February, March of next year and go, oh crap, we've got a lot of training to do if we are going to do this, or AKA, let's postpone this to next year. So yeah, that's our episode, what we want to do with this.
Yeah, and if we're not mindful of the planning, then summer's going to blow by, and then we're going into the fall and winter season. And if we build the training habits now, then by the time the gloom, the rain, the dark, I don't want to think about it yet, but that'll hit us. But we'll already be in our disciplined. We will already be disciplined to be in our set schedules of training for this. So we'll hit the ground running once fall and winter hits. So
yeah, absolutely.
And remember, this is a dream of ours to ride this. But maybe mountain biking is not your dream. What we are talking about and how we break down our goals, it applies to your dream as well. You just have to insert it. So this is not to become a better mountain biker. This is to fulfill what you want to get done for yourself. And just mountain biking is our discipline.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So reverse engineering the challenge.
Yeah, to reverse engineer a challenge, we need to know what we are facing so we can adequately plan.
Yeah, so let's break this down. We've got 3 days, 22 miles each day, roughly 2,000 feet of climbing each day. That's roughly 90 feet of elevation per mile.
Which means it's not just about distance, it's vertical brutality. We need endurance. We need to become serious climbers, and we need a lot of strength. We have a lot of strength for the downhill, and we are good climbers. It's just we could do this, but we would be hurting. Like, we could maybe do one day of this. but
I was going to say, man.
But we would be hurting. So this is going to take a lot of grit. And also these 3 days of riding this is all going to be while camping. So we're not going to have luxuries. We're not going to have hot tubs to recover in. I know that's you'd always say when we go to bike parks, like, I need a hot tub. And then this last summer I was like, I agree, because the hot tub after a bike park for 8 hours, constant riding, it was really nice. So we're going to be in the dirt with some cool people. And sleeping on the floor probably, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're kind of planning for the unknown. I mean, we're talking about trail conditions. What are they going to be? We don't know. They change each year, the trails they even go on, the durations, all that stuff like that. So, altitude fluctuations, my lung strength, how's it going to be? I am old. My lungs hate me sometimes. And unless I condition them, they suck. So, bike handling even, and then fueling strategies, it's all in the mix of this. So
Yeah, well, and the only thing we know about this is it's Colorado. that's pretty much
and that it's awesome.
Is that, and that it's awesome. Yeah, but I just mean like on conditions wise, it's gonna be Colorado, so it's gonna be dirt, roots, rocks, everything. But it's not gonna be. Yeah. So at least we have
aspen trees,
somewhat terrain. Aspen trees.
I love.
Oh, do
one
you?
year I rode in what?
I said, "Oh, do you?" I haven't ridden in aspen trees yet, so
yeah, I got to one time and it was just like magical. I almost fell off my bike because I'm like, whoa, cool.
I know. I was really looking forward to that in Moab. At the very top, it's like aspen trees, but it had too much snow, so we had to start a little bit lower on the whole enchilada. So I was stolen. That was the only thing that sucked about that trip. That was rough.
I was gonna say, man, if we didn't have the snow, you would have had about 10 miles of riding.
Yeah, that is true. Do you want to see this real quick? It's coming through.
I see tape.
Well,
it's beautiful, man.
There's a scar. Anyway, it's coming.
Oh, geez, they went all the way to the elbow.
Practically.
Damn, bro.
It's healing. So
chicks dig scars, except for
when mine's very excited for the scars.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, let's break this down. 12-month training framework, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of ad-libbing here, but just wanted to give sort of a sample of this, and because we had to go through this process ourselves, and we want to give the example of what we're looking at so that we can show you, you as a listener, to apply it to your own whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, planning out each week, and so we'll lay it out for you guys. We can't rush this. We need 12 months to be able to really be ready. So we're going to kind of think about it in 4 phases, which is base, build, peak, and taper. So months 1 through 3 will be the base phase, June, July, August. The goal is to build an aerobic base, a foundational strength. So we'll be riding 3 times a week, 60 to 90 minutes, low intensity zone 2. And we're, at least for me, I'm thinking Zwift, which is indoor riding. I actually have this set up right now for Zwift riding. I can't be back on the bike yet for a couple months, 4 months, and 2 months. Anyways, I'm just lowering it.
All right.
And so yeah, zone 2 training to really build cardiovascular strength, lose some fat, which is one of my short-term goals. And then straight training twice a week, full body focus, body weight and mobility, so we can actually move around. We're not so stiff. And yeah, the focus can be build an aerobic base, joint stability, and improve mobility. Do you want to go into the next phase?
No, sure, yeah. Like month 4 to 6, continue to build on that. This is the build phase, so hey, that's perfect. For us, we're looking at September, October, November. The weather's going to start changing, getting colder, all that stuff like that. But anyways, the goal in these months is to improve strength, endurance, and start climbing. Having that be our focus. I've always learned that, when you learn climbing, everything else comes together a lot faster. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we're really focusing on it. So for your riding, it's going to be 4 times a week. That includes 1 long trail ride, which is like 2+ hours. Building up that strength 3 times a week, adding resistance training, and then the focus, leg strength, for you, deadlifts, because by then you should be able to do deadlifts, mm-hmm. lunges, step ups, back and shoulders, that kind of focus there.
Yeah, and the September month will look a little different for me. I'll still be riding a lot because I'll actually be like grade A, okay to ride in September. So I'm going to be hitting up Tahoe as much as I can. Lots of riding and strength in that ways, and still trying to soak up the sun, and then so a lot.
So try to have a summer of riding.
Yeah, a summer of riding, so to speak. I'll have some upper body and mobility or stability strength because we'll do a lot of stand up paddleboarding this summer as well. So a lot of the riding 4 times a week indoor, October, November, I'll start hitting that up more. I'm still going to be doing it, but just not. I want to be outside on the trail as much as I can. So
yeah, right.
So yeah,
Right,
and
months 7 to 8.
yeah, months 7 through 9. Peak phase, it's gonna be December, January, February. The gloomy, dark sun goes down at 4:30.
Sorry, I shouldn't do that.
We're gonna try to do our best to simulate race conditions with max output. Just hard rides.
What? For me, that's just getting out of bed.
The will to get out of bed.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're not no more zone 2 of heart rate zone 2. When we say zone 2, it's the heart rate levels. That's zone 1 through 5. So we're going to be really hitting hard on on just pushing that, and that'll also expand our lungs because we live close to the ocean. We're pretty low on the elevation level, and this is Colorado, so we're looking at anywhere from 8 to
at least a mile.
8 to 8
starting.
Yeah, starting, but 8 to 12,000 feet. The highest I ride around here is 2,500 feet. Tahoe will help because it's around 7,000 feet, but still, we want to be able to build that. We didn't do too bad in Moab. I didn't do too bad in Moab at the very beginning.
I'm not saying anything.
Lung wise, okay, but definitely felt it when we were way up there. It was fun though, but
yeah. Are we at months 10 to 12?
No. Sorry.
Damn it. Come on.
So anyway, with the max output, we're going to be riding 4 to 5 times a week, back-to-back ride days, indoor and outdoor mix, weather permitting. You get way more snow than I do, but
rain or shine. Well, rain or shine.
Rain or shine. I'm talking about snow or not snow. Climbing sprints with a threshold efforts, strength training twice a week, more explosive lifts, and just really dial in nutrition as well, and recovery methods, and yeah. So anyway, the next phase, sir.
Month 10 to 12, taper and polish. So basically just cleaning up what you're doing. Make it better. So that's going to be March, April, May. That's when it starts getting exciting. The weather starts changing. At this time, you kind of going to reduce the volume midway through, I'd say. So cut down to 3 times a week riding. Intensity stays though. Strength one time a week. Focus on mobility, activation, and then focus is recovery, sleep, mental preparation. So that's kind of the year in review. Eagle view. I see that hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I can speak to that segment, the year long, it can seem really daunting, like as a beginner,
yep.
like oh my gosh, I got to do all that in a year. Like especially when I first started, it was just like, dude, I need baby steps. I need to think about the day or the week, and we do. But we need, you and I, as we've gone through this, we need that structure at the beginning of like, we need the overview, the goal of what we're working towards. So like now I look at that and I'm stoked. Like, and don't think it's easy to look at it and be like, oh, I have to do all that or I suck or I'll quit. Like, I was actually talking about it the other day. It's like, there's some people that will shoot for 150%, and then they'll be stoked they got to 90% because otherwise they would have only gone to like 60%, of a goal. But some people, they all or nothing, 150%, and then if they don't reach 150%, they give up. They quit. Like it's too much to handle. So I want our listeners to be looking at this and just don't be overwhelmed. This is just an overview. And as you get more disciplined, this is just how you plan for the future, and you can make it a vacation to Disneyland. I don't know, like a year-long plan to get there, that you want to be able to walk around the whole park. I hear that all the time, that of just like people like it sucks walking around that whole park. And this is how this falls into place for everyone's goals. So
Mhm.
and go walk every day, even though walking is hard. It is hard, as I've
Yeah.
learned.
Yep.
So
So, anyways, yes. Continuing on this reverse engineering, the grand overview, the year-long overview, month-to-month breakdown. But let's go even deeper to reverse engineers. Zoom in.
yeah,
So here's how a month looks in the build phase. So like a sample of a month would be, week one, focus on leg strength plus endurance. Long rides, 90-minute. Week two, add hills, repeat. Strength sessions include squats and rows. Week three, slightly deload, focus on mobility, lighter weights. Week four, ramp it back up. Include a 2.5 hour ride and some intervals or something like that. So, and then to go even further, break it down into a week. And this is how my brain works, is because if I plan, like you said, if I plan a year out and like do the grand overview, I'm just gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, like even just reading this. But I have to do it slow and or bring the focus down to weekly goals and then daily goals. So a sample of a week could be Monday rest and foam roll. I mean, it doesn't have to be this. I mean, right now my Monday is like ramp it up, but anyways,
yeah,
Monday rest and foam roll. Tuesday strength, lower body and core. Wednesday 1.5 hour hill ride, in zone 3. Thursday strength, upper body focus. Friday recovery ride, 60-minute zone 1. Saturday long ride, 3 hours max, mixed terrain. And Sunday yoga and meal prep, low stress. And of course, I'm reading all this because we're in the process of continuing to develop this, and even for ourselves, like Layton's going to look a little bit different than mine as long as we get from A to B, kind of a thing. But that's just are examples of going that, all right, mapping it out, reverse engineering it. So
yeah. And I'll before the week is over, I'll start looking at the next week, and in the notes app, I'll just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of and what okay, I want to work legs this day, I want to work upper body this day, I want to rest this day.
mm-hmm.
Based on the past of what I've learned of what my body can handle, it's like, okay, I'll probably need a rest after that.
Yeah.
And then I'll, start, focusing in on the targeted workouts that I want to do. So to just making it really simple, so you don't overdo it. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Hurts my feelings every
so
time.
Mean. You're just mean. Why are you so mean?
Office quote. Anyways, so and that excites me. Like I finally, since Moab, just got to start doing that this week of planning my programming, my training.
Your recovery.
Yeah, and there's a lot of free programming online that you can, like, because if you don't know what to do, like, and you don't have a gym or don't have coaches, you can look at stuff of like, okay, here's my goals, or you can talk to us too. We know some stuff. We can give you a simple base as well.
And on that note, there are so many programs, there are personal trainers, stuff like that. But my recommendation is take whatever, even if it's developed by a pro, take whatever. You know your body.
Yeah.
The pro doesn't know your body. The workout thing doesn't know your body. So you know your body and adapt it to whatever workout, or adapt your workout to you, because so often in my starting out journey, man, I would just burn out quick or hurt myself because I didn't do that, and I paid the price. So I don't lessen the intensity. I just change it up a bit to for my body. I mean, I've got aches and pains, breaks, things like that I can't work through.
Yeah.
I can't strengthen fibromyalgia to be better, in a way. And so that I just wanted to plug that.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Like, just don't overdo yourself. Don't like, I need to do the hard. Because I used to do that and then I'd quit. Like, I'm like, dude, I moved today. Like, it's great. Like, I want to do a little bit more, so I'll do more tomorrow. Like, I went out and did something. I built discipline by leaving my home to go where I'm going to work out, or working out at home too. Yeah, it's just set yourself up for success. instead of failure. But also, so the next section, like with all the riding that we have planned, all the trail conditioning we're going to be doing, there's going to be we're not going to want to move our legs, and it's going to be rough. And we're going to want to rest, and that's okay. Like the only times I would really rest in the past is if my body was telling me like, dude, take a rest, versus my mind and laziness being like,
Give it up, right.
we should just, maybe we don't do anything today, but I could. So rest is important. That's how you prevent injuries. You don't suck like if you take a rest. And I'm speaking that to myself.
Yeah. And I mean, you'll question everything. I mean, when you get to, a workout like this or a goal like this, you're going to question everything. Why are you doing this? If your lungs are broken, if my bike hates me, or honestly, by that point, do I hate my bike? I mean, everything's going to be challenging you to stop. And I think you bring up a good point. Like, listen to your body, second guess your brain. Because again, the brain muscle is something that's going to constantly try to protect you from pain. It's one of its huge functions.
And downfalls.
But in that, exactly. In that, you skip out. Oh yeah, you're right. I should rest. And I'm the king of this. Having fibro, having joint issues, having bad knees. I constantly am like fighting that because my brain's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And my knees will hurt, but I know them well enough to know the next day they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
well, and just real quick, I've mentioned in past episodes, just like that, where your mind stops you before your body can, so you survive. I've had CrossFit coaches that just pushed me past that limit to where my brain's like, you can't breathe. You need to stop. You're going to stop breathing. And I yelled,
right. Yeah.
And I yelled out, I can't breathe. And my coach was like, dude, you're breathing. You are breathing. Just keep going. And there are times where after the workout was done, once the clock ended, I'm on the ground, just like trying to like, okay, breath come back, breath come out. Okay, just calm down. We got it. And I was like, wow, that was insane. And that growth period is huge. It's not the only thing you can do. Anyway, before you correct me.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're painting a picture of a scene of you laying on your back, hard breathing, and it just reminded me of a certain scene recently. And was that in the same? I mean, it was, down a cliff.
Okay, I was upside down, not on my back. Literally, my feet were like in the air on the cliffside. And I'm like, I don't know how to move, but I just want to sit up. And you're like, there's a cliff right there. Like you can. I'm like, just get me up. But in Moab, broke my collarbone.
Sorry.
I was upside down a cliff.
It just reminded me of that scene. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good time. I totally thought you were gonna be like, don't work that hard. But yeah. Anyway, you won't die. Your brain's gonna be like, you're gonna die. No, you won't. Just push through it, and stop if you need to, though. I guess. Yeah. But
because it is a transformation.
Yeah, the journey transforms you. Every ride adds resilience. Your body adapts. Your mind hardens, and somewhere along the way, you realize you're ready for this.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that moment of showing up to that Yeti ride, man. Like, you're fit, you're focused, prepared. You got your flag, apparently.
Got my flag. I own other Yeti stuff, but it's like winter gears, and it's
yeah. So, but man, like seriously, like I can't wait to get there and just be like ready. Well,
it's just gonna be fun, like you said last week. Just like we're gonna be around awesome mountain bikers, like and have it. We're all on the same page, all the same goal. We're all there to ride the same trails, making friends, barbecuing, beers, maybe.
And on that note, if I may
Yes.
ad-lib a bit here, on that note, I wanted to speak to something that I forget to do sometimes, and when I do, I'm like, oh my gosh, like why aren't I doing this all the time with goals and stuff like that, is to do as much visualization as you can. And I don't mean being woo-woo or anything like that, but like this ride, I mean, there's so much press, pictures, all this stuff online. Take those pictures and like put them on your wall. Have a vision wall of just like being there, because the more we practice that, moment of like stepping out of your van or vehicle or whatever onto that field where the camps are all there or the tents are all and stuff like that, the more we get jazzed to do it, the more the training days are less hard because that's our goal. We visualize it, we see it, we get that and capture that excitement. So
Yeah.
totally promote that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't work every single time. Like you might
No, it
try
does.
and
It 100%.
you might
Every time.
you might try and fail, but just keep trying until it sticks. I failed for years on trying to get my life back together, on trying to become who I'm supposed to be. And then I quit for a long time, and I was just dead to myself completely. Like it sucked. Like looking back, I got so used to living in shit. It was normal. Like crap was normal. And so now that I look back, I'm like, dude, I was not living to how I'm supposed to be living. I was not happy. I was hurting. And so keep trying. What?
Do you move on? Like I feel like I feel like you're riffing off what I said, but it's like no, that's not what I said.
No, I'm talking about I can talk without your influence. No,
yes, you
no,
can.
I actually, what made me think of that is I had a vision board for years on things I wanted my life to be at, but you interrupted me because I was getting there.
Okay, but on that note,
Uh-huh.
How realistic was the vision board?
Um,
And I'm not trying to put you on the
no,
spot.
no, I know. I'm just trying to.
I feel like in my journey of vision boards and affirmations, all that stuff, there's like a right. Well, maybe it's not right way, but there's a better way, and then there's like a wrong way. And I've seen too many vision boards where it's just like these grand things that you're probably never going to achieve, or at least in that first phase, you're never going to achieve. Like even this needs to be ramped up, realistic. To a degree. It needs to push you, it needs to take you outside your comfort zone, but it also needs to be somewhat obtainable.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Well, it wasn't like I want to be a billionaire next week, or
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah. Then, but it was like there were some things like I would love. A lot of things we're having. Like I want to have this van or this bike or this, and some things had to do with me. And I've had quotes in there on vision boards, but it wasn't like. And I also had some pictures of things I don't want to be anymore, like pictures of myself that were unflattering. Like I don't want to look like that anymore.
I would almost argue that one.
Well, I didn't say it was a good thing. I just said that's. I was just saying that's what it was, because then I'm focusing in on that, how I look,
yeah, it's
or hating myself.
Anyways, now if I may,
no,
I just want to say, knowing your journey, knowing your story, knowing you in the time when that was on your vision board of the van, the new bike or whatever. If I may, and I don't, maybe this is stretching, but look at now. You have a Yeti bike, which was one of your dreams. It may not be brand new, but it is.
It's perfect.
That A and awesome. B, I mean, you don't have a van, but you got a Subaru. I mean, that's a big step up from what you've had in the past.
Yeah,
big step up. Sorry, I'm actually just pointing this out because I love you, and it's always interesting. Like in a way, I was a little frustrated on my physique lately, and I just happened to be looking at past competitions that I've been in. Competitions. That sounds really misleading. Just workout goal competitions kind of thing. Of 3 years ago, and when I looked at that, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm way past that.
Yeah.
Like we don't always see, and so it's always nice to actually partner with somebody in these journeys, so that you can point out other things that maybe either A, you don't see, or it just gets lost in the mix kind of thing. So that's why I wanted to point that out. So
thank you, I appreciate that. I went from my new bike being worth double my car to my new car being worth double of my bike. There's always a joke about like if your bike is worth more of your car, then you're doing something right. But anyway,
you better get a new bike.
All right,
e-bike.
No, No.
Just because everybody's doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. One thing I wanted to add too that has helped me with long term, well, both of us that has helped with long term training is, or long term goals is, there's a countdown app that we downloaded a long time ago, and it kind of influenced our name a little bit. That we would put.
Did it?
I don't know, maybe. Anyway, I'd put several goals on it, and you can add it to the home screen of your phone. And like right now, mine says healed in 23 days. It's not gonna happen necessarily in 23 days.
So unrealistic.
But you know, I had Moab on there for a long time, and it shows how many days and until then. So it's keeping it up front in your mind to where you can make this happen.
I lost you, bro.
Well, if you're still there, I'm still recording.
I lost you.
You're there.
Hello, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
There we go.
Yeah, you were there.
I don't know what happened, but
yeah, you were there the whole time. But anyway,
I just didn't want to hear you anymore, I guess.
Could you hear me though?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. It's not for you. It's for the listeners. So they.
I already know it all anyway.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
it's okay.
Anyway, I just was talking about the countdown app on your screen and keeping it there to where you can be mindful of like, oh, dude, I have this many days until the next countdown, and it's exciting. It gets exciting. So
yeah, you know, do you ever get to the point where you're just like, I don't want to count because it scares me?
No,
like
I don't know.
Like, you know, when I think about like, okay, Yeti ride next year, we're gonna do, you know, the Yeti Gathering 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in 2026, I'll be 48.
So you spiral, or?
Well, I don't spiral. It's just kind of this weird like reality of like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Which I mean, I guess should put a little fire under me. But yeah, no, it's just weird. It's like I mean, there's certain things like posters that you can mark off like each week that you're alive. You know, it's got like a dot for each week that is an average lifespan of somebody. And like, I mean, I guess it's supposed to kind of encourage
something,
you know, not wasting time,
right?
But it kind of makes me anxious. Like, oh my gosh, I've only got, you know, this chunk left of life, you know, if I'm allowed to live to whatever my fullest is, kind of thing. So
I think I'm different.
Sidebar.
I think I'm different in that way because because even before Moab, we were like, dude, we have 50 days, something like that. And you were like, we only have 50 days. And I was like, oh, I have plenty of time. Because I don't know why, not putting so much stress on it helped me to like face it more versus like, oh my gosh, the anxiety ridden. And it's like, no, I got time. It's gonna be all good.
You faced something, all right.
I did. Wasn't what I was expecting, but I adapted. Oh, and I wanted to encourage you to. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking. They were a bystander. I was talking about it with my nephew, bikes and stuff like that, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'm too old for that. Like, I can't ride bikes anymore. I probably should. It'd be good for my knees. I'm the lazy. I'm old. I'm 45," is what he said.
Wait, he said that?
Yes. He's like, I'm 45. I can't do stuff like that. I was like, dude,
because you're telling yourself
yeah,
that.
Exactly. And meanwhile, he's on his 18th cigarette of the day. You know, it's just like, my gosh, man, like you're only 45. Like, and I thought of that when you said you're gonna be 48. It's like, brother, when I lived in Portland, I knew 55 to 60-year-olds who were faster than me. Dan, Trevin's dad, you know, like they were gnarly riders, and they weren't in the like peak shape, but they were strong. They were really freaking strong. And so it's just like, no, you can do these things. Haley
is just a number.
Haley's aunt is in that in the 40 to 50 area, and she's running ultra marathons. I don't know if I mentioned this in the past, but she told me that to get faster at ultra marathons, she joined CrossFit for 6 months, and she knocked an hour off of her time on an ultra marathon because of the strength training. And so it's like, stop getting in your own way. Stop hurting yourself by how you just talking. Just be like, yeah, I can do that, and then go do it. But anyway, it was.
That's a whole nother episode for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm serious, like for myself even. So
yeah, and if this episode lit a fire under you, good, because this is the kind of goal. This is the kind of demand that these goals require. Is for you to gain discipline and strategize to be able to make this happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, you will end up like that 45-year-old smoking, and because you kind of given up, or I don't know, vices, whatever. Yeah, that's definitely there. So
and we know vices.
Hey, vanilla. Never mind. I quit. Once we finalize some of these things, I actually thought about posting this 12-month training plan online, just for the sake of one of you. If like Leighton said, if it lit a fire under you, here's kind of an example of ours. Adapt it or change it to your plans of what you want to do, but start dreaming on what you want to accomplish, and then let's reverse engineer that of how you can get there. Yeah, that's your challenge.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's lose 20 pounds, which is a huge goal. How do you do that? Make that 20-pound loss the long term, and then break it down what you got to do. So from tomorrow, how to start tomorrow. Go walk, and keep it simple. I sound like such an advocate for walking. Which is...
I thought you were going to say you sound like such an a-hole, and I was like, what?
Yeah, there you go. I'll take it. Yeah, we need more.
There you go.
But
Coach.
Loving a-hole. Anyway,
yeah,
okay.
Right. But hey, on this too, like I've had some people interested that have heard about this Yeti Gathering and be like, dude, I want to go. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, the only caveat to that is you have to own a Yeti bike to go there.
Facebook Marketplace.
And good luck. But right. So that's all that's all there is for this episode. Remember, it's not about just getting to the gym or maintaining whatever. It's also about continuing to challenge yourself with things beyond what you thought possible. Otherwise, we just stay in our comfort zones, and that's no way to live.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got to eat my own words.
Yes, you do. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Until then, keep dreaming and reverse engineering, making those dreams a reality. Thank you guys, and okay.
I don't know. I just thought I'd do my own thing.
I liked it. It's good. All right, guys. Later.
Peace.